Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, please make sure you subscribe to see more content just like this. Today I'll be unboxing and reviewing the Crayola Supertips 20 pack. I've heard that they're great for learning hand lettering and just for general art that can be used in bullet journals, so I'm going to be testing them out. Here I have the Crayola Supertips. It is a 20 pack with all of the colours shown here, and it has got their names across here, well, their shades across here, and all of their names are shown on the back. As you can see, it is not a brush pen, but it is advertised that it can draw thick and draw thin, which will be great for hand lettering. For now, I'm going to store them in the little plastic, oh, don't fall. Comes with this little plastic sheet, so at least they can stay horizontal. It does come in the order that it is written in here, which is really useful, seeing that they don't actually have their names on each marker. Here's what the tips look like. As you can see, it is not a brush tip. The colour is marked with the lid and with the bottom, and all the writing says is Crayola Supertip. Of course, the Crayola Supertips will not be able to do as much as regular brush pens, but I got some cheap brush pens around the same, around under $10 for a 20 pack. Here is the brush tip. This is the cheap one, obviously not a Tombow or anything. As you can see, this one isn't very flexible. Now if I compare that to this blue Crayola Supertip, you can see that the downstrokes are much thicker. The tip is sort of slanting down this way. And if I compare that to one of the unused ones, so you can see this one, it's slanting down, while with this unused one, it's quite straight. So expensive brush pens, obviously, their flexibility is great, it'll just snap back right up, but this one you need to keep rotating it so it doesn't end up being flat on just one side. So as you can see when I'm writing, I have to keep picking the pen up to rotate it. Another thing you can see here is that there isn't much bleed through. Obviously there's a bit where I pressed down super hard, but I think that one was actually this pen. The brush pen. So yes, the brush pen bleeds through, and let's check this pen. And you can see that the Crayola Supertips do not bleed through. The pen I'm using is the Staedtler 430 medium. This comes in red, blue and black. Just like that. I'm going to use the light brown colour for my examples. So we already know that with the tip, there is a conical tip, and if you use the very top you can write very thin lines. And if you have the pen to an angle, you can write very thick lines. I did originally buy these pens to practice hand lettering. I heard that they're very good for beginners, and I haven't had much practice with hand lettering. I will link some practice sheets in the description box, but I'm just going to start practicing with these. So practicing thin upstrokes and thick downstrokes. So you can do this without rotating the pen, but this is me doing it without rotating. You'll see that I'm going to start getting thicker and thicker upstrokes. Because the Crayola Supertips are washable, they are water soluble. I'm going to be using the red this time, and all you need is a paintbrush dipped in a little bit of water to get the watercolor effect. I'll now use the purple to layer on top, maybe a bit bigger over top, and then spreading it out. I've now slid just a plastic sheet underneath the piece of paper so I can put a little bit of colour there, get some ink on it, and use the brush with a little bit of water again to create actual brush letters. So get in there. As you can see here, I've added too much water to it and not enough ink. So adding a bit more ink in here. You can't really see it on camera, but in person you can make out the form of the letter, but it is really light compared to if I just wrote it with the same brush, with the same colour without the brush. So of course there is a big difference between using the brush with water and just using the pen plain. You can see up here that when the water does dry, the watercolor, it does come a bit more vibrant, and you'll slowly see that start to happen with these two samples I did here. I'm now using the lavender color to demonstrate something else that happens as a result of it being water soluble. So as you can see, I'm doing little lines here, and there is a bit darker on either of the ends. You can also see that as I add layers, it does become darker. So here's one layer, here's two layers. Okay, so one layer, two layers. Three layers. We can also see when it does start to show through. Can't see any bleeding right now, so I'll keep going until you can. So you can turn over, and as you can see, it's getting a bit darker. You can start to see it coming through, but they don't bleed very much. Watercolor, using this and the brush, you can color them in really nicely. This time using the lavender color. Sometimes you don't even need any water to dip the brush in. I'll now be showing you how to mix colors. So we've got the grass green here and the light blue here. And as before, I'm just going to put a little bit of ink onto the plastic. And so I put the darker ink onto the plastic, and with the lighter color, just mix it around a bit. And then of course you can do your calligraphy. As you can see, it got lighter, so dark on the left and got lighter as you went, as the ink started to come off onto the page. Another thing you can do is, just with the lighter colour, put a bit of the darker colour on the tip, hold it there until it bleeds through a bit, till it soaks in, and then you're going to have lines like this, with the blue at the top and then the green at the bottom. Let me see this with a word. So as you can see here, that the upstrokes are all in the darker color mix, and then the downstrokes are much lighter than that. Once again, I've got the purple, and I'm going to be outlining this watercolor calligraphy that I did before, and it has now dried. Another thing that you can do really well with the help of your paintbrush and some water is blend the colors. So I'm just going to do a line of my red, and then a line of the sun yellow right next to it. Then get the paintbrush, dip it in water, and then start to blend it. Oh, get rid of that. I've now blended it, and you can see the colour just flows into the next, which is really great if you are the sort of person who colours in their drawings, in their bullet journal, or just in general. Again, you can hardly see it now, but just wait until it starts to dry. I really feel like 20 colours is all you need, especially when you're just starting out. It's got all of the shades and multiple of each colour. You can do hand lettering, thin lines, thick lines. The watercolour I found really helpful, and I didn't really figure that out until I watched someone else's video. It doesn't bleed at all, and I just think it's a great product when taking in consideration for the price, and the quality is great. I do have an Amazon link. It is an affiliate link, so if you click on it and you buy something within 24 hours, I will receive a small commission for it, and that just really helps me to make new videos like this. Again, it was only $8 for all these 20 pens, and if you can get a Prime account, it was free shipping. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Can you please subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you know when I'm going to post again. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.